Right, we want to know who is Dr. Vicki Salter, PhD, RN, lady who studies the books, who know her stuff, and it's called Male Menopause. Doctor, welcome.
Thank you.
We normally give hugs and kisses, but we let the ladies pass by on this one, okay?
I'm okay with
I
that.
don't know. We'll let him get a hold of it. Well, I just want to tell you something. There's a guy in the audience named Clayton Salter. Yes, he's got plenty of clay, and that means power.
Yes, I know this.
And it's a ton of it, too. Clay, ton.
You notice my hands were right on top of the desk, right?
Well, anyway, she's an RN. She's had a lot of experience with men and women, so I'm sure he's been through it many times. Tell a little bit about yourself, quickie, and then we'll get into the conversation. We're excited.
I am a native Detroiter.
All right.
Born and raised in Detroit.
Okay.
Attended Detroit Public Schools. Graduated Detroit Public Schools.
Okay.
I'm proud of my education, and I'm now a registered nurse and an educator.
Okay.
And I've been an educator for about 10 years now, and a registered nurse for 20.
All right. You're author of the book. It's called The Male Menopause and the Lost Libido. And I was doing a little reading, as I usually do, and I went back to my roots, ROOT, and I picked up that historical classical, African-American classic. I want to see a bit of it, because in that classic, the men had to be hooded, taken in the village, and then they went through that process of what they call circumcision, that kind of thing, and then later on they had other kinds of episodes. But to set us up, we're going to have about a 2-minute clip. We'll go to that. We'll come right back with Dr. Vicki Salter. Take a look.
The Kintango. As children must be careful not to anger their fathers. You will be careful not to anger the Kintango. As dry grass does not challenge the fire, you will never challenge the Kintango. You will do everything I tell you to do. You will do it when I tell you, and for as long as I tell you to do it. I am the Kintango. Children left Ufere village. Men are to return. You must erase your fears. For a fearful person is a weak person. And a weak person is a danger to his family, to his village, and to his tribe. If any are unable to become men, you will be treated forever as children by your families, by all in the village. You will never be allowed to marry. For the offspring of such a marriage will be weak and unworthy of our people. I will not permit you to be unworthy.
I think he's trying to make us afraid. They do not have to try anymore. I'm not afraid.
What is your name?
Kunta Kinte?
Kunta Kinte.
Yes, sir.
Our boy John, yeah, he's out to do so.
Oh, okay.
Who can tell me if there was a tribal war and the men of the Mandinka had the enemy surrounded on three sides, what should be the next thing done?
Men of the Mandinka will enclose the circle and surround the enemy.
No. The goal of war is not to kill. The goal of war is to win. By surrounding the enemy, you would force him only to fight more desperately. If you surround him on three sides and leave him an escape route, he will leave your land, and there will be less blood spilled on both sides. For a warrior of the Mandinka, courage is not enough.
But, sir, want an enemy who escapes alive fight you again?
It is impossible to kill an enemy. You may end a man's life, but his son is now your new enemy. A warrior respects another warrior, even when he is his enemy. A warrior kills only to protect his family or to keep from becoming a slave. We believe not in death, but in life. And there is no object more valuable than a man's life. The way of the Mandinka is not easy, but it is best.
All right, classical Alex Haley's famous roots. The African-American male had to go through this ritual. Is there a ritual, Dr. Salter? Vicki is here with us, registered nurse, PhD, to tell us about the male menopause. Is there any relationship between the early onset of circumcision that brings about this male menopause? Any research on that?
Yes, basically it's conditioning. That was a ritual, and the way we raise our men is a ritual. And so it's all about conditioning. And the man is taught to be masculine at all times. Therefore, not to show any weakness.
Okay.
And one weakness would be to
Admit
to
having some
male
kinds of
menopause.
unusual physical distress. We got a man here who looks like he has a little distress here because he's perspiring and everything else. I don't know if he's